So Pokimane is back after essentially being bullied off the fucking internet by an angry mob, and she's already in another controversy. Now, the last one, I'm gonna be honest, I completely felt was justified. You know, she needed to be in that controversy to say. But this one's just fucking stupid. The reason why she's in this controversy now is because she decided to do a little thing called VTubing. Now, though that may seem like a fucking porn site, VTubing is basically where you have, a face cam, but not showing your face. It's essentially like you went into VR chat, set up a VR camera, and recorded your avatar talking, and used that as your face cam. That's all VTubing is. So Pokimane announced that, get this, some of you might want to brace yourselves. This news might, kill some who are faint of heart. She decided that she was going to do VTubing. Oh my fucking god. The world is over. The world is over. World peace can never be fucking achieved. Osama bin Laden's coming out of his grave. Holy fucking shit, right? So, why are people mad about Pokimane doing VTubing? I have no fucking clue. I looked into the topic, and it's basically just a bunch of people who are mad that she's entering it because she's already shown her face, so they're gatekeeping the industry. Mind you, the reason why Pokimane is even doing VTubing is because sometimes she doesn't feel like wearing her makeup, and she just wants to do it on days that she doesn't want to wear her makeup, which I feel is totally fine, and the majority of sane fucking people will also agree that that is 100% fine. Now, to better help you guys understand the topic, I have a few tweets here. Let's read the first one off. Why? A big point of VTubers is the anonymity that allows the talent to express themselves without worrying about their personal life being affected. You shouldn't become one just because it's new. This is bigger than just you. Distance yourself from the culture that we respect. Well, that's kind of fucking stupid, because they kind of contradict themselves right there. They say, this is bigger than just you. Distance yourself from the culture that we respect. One, how does she instantly know that Pokimane doesn't respect a culture just because she's going into it for the first time and she's already shown her face? That's kind of fucking stupid. And two, she says this is bigger than just you. Newsflash, sweetheart, this is bigger than just you as well, right? And saying that somebody should distance themselves from a culture that you respect, and instantly assuming that they don't respect it either, is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. That's like, walking around in town and you hear somebody listening to music and you're like, oh, don't listen to that music. I respect it. I respect, let's say, country music. I like country music. Fuck you. You can't listen to country music. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, most of the things that people say about unnecessary controversy like this usually contradict their whole point entirely in retrospect, which is really fucking stupid. Now, also, most of the people in here are treating her like she's becoming a VTuber. That's not the case at all. In fact, I wouldn't even classify her as a VTuber. I wouldn't even classify what she's doing as VTubing. She's just giving her audience something to look at while she's not going to use her face cam, which is, completely normal. And in fact, YouTubers already do things like this. Pretty big YouTubers as well. Markiplier's done something like this and nobody gave a fuck, right? PewDiePie's done something like this and nobody gave a shit. Not a flying fuck. And that man gets in more controversy than North Korea. And I see a new article every fucking morning about how North Korea is shitting out nukes, right? So, let's move on to the second tweet, shall we? You are cashing in on a trend. You are already famous and have showed your face. Why now? We work our hearts out. There are so many small VTubers that deserve recognition. You are hopping on a trend and saturating it more. How dare you? Now, the funny thing is, she's cashing in on a trend as well. And what I mean by that is, She's using this hashtag on Twitter because it was very popular. She probably, in hindsight, didn't give a fuck. But I mean, she's hating on Pokimane. She's a big VTuber. Why not just hop on this bandwagon and get a couple extra views? I'm assuming that her plan backfired because, it's fucking stupid to do shit like this. But, why now? She says. Why not now? Right? Why did I start wiping my ass when I was 2? Huh? Why did I do that shit? Why did I start pissing while standing up? Huh? Like, why then? Why couldn't I have begun it now? Huh? Like, that just makes no fucking sense. And also, maybe she's doing it now because, like you said, it's new. It's a new fucking thing. It's a new fucking thing. And you're expecting big creators to not do it if they want to do it whenever they find out that it's a thing. Basically, to sum up what she's saying is, if you find a food that you really like, you're not allowed to like it because you just found it and it's been out for a while and it's only now gaining traction. Like, that is one of the most stupidest statements I've ever fucking heard. And yes, I do agree that there are most likely a lot of small VTubers that do deserve recognition. However, they're most likely not going to get positive recognition from your tweet. In fact, now most people are going to instantly assume that VTubers are just this toxic community, just like how people instantly assume K-pop fans are toxic as fuck because of Twitter. Like, I don't think these people understand that Pokimane doing whatever she's doing is a positive for their community, and what they are doing is the complete opposite effect of what they think they're doing, and is a complete negative for their community. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the last tweet I'm going to show today. The whole point of a VTuber is not showing your face, and I don't want her to represent people like me. She's a normie. I like how you also ignore my initial point. Look, I don't want to fight with you. You seem nice, but I can have my own opinions. Thank you. Where the fuck do I begin with this tweet, right? She's saying the whole point of a VTuber is not showing your face. Again, Pokimane's not becoming a VTuber. She's just giving her audience something to look at instead of a black fucking place where a face cam's supposed to be. And then this person also goes on to say she doesn't want Pokimane representing people like her. Don't let her represent people like you. Like, what the fuck? One, I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Because, like, how is she representing you any way differently than how you're representing yourself? I mean, she's quite literally doing the same thing you do. Making an animated version of herself and portraying it as herself. And putting it on the internet. That's exactly what the fuck you do. So how's that portraying you negatively? That's what I don't get. And also, how is that portraying you at all? It's like saying if a kid in middle school shit his pants, then everybody else in the middle school has to have also shit their pants because they're also in middle school. Like, what the fuck is this point? And I know I've said that for all of these tweets, but what the fuck are their points? None of their points make any sense if you look into them. Like, I don't get what these people are trying to say. And I'm 100% sure. I'm sorry if you're actually passionate about this topic. If you are, I don't see how, because it makes no sense. But they have to have been just spewing this out of their ass because they're trying to hop on the Pokimane hate bandwagon. Like, there's no way that these are genuine arguments coming from these people. I just don't see how that could happen. Now, again, like I said, she's just doing this because sometimes she doesn't feel like wearing her makeup, which is completely understandable. I have sisters, right? I've let my sisters do my makeup. That's just a normal thing that most siblings do. I've let them go ahead, put some makeup on me. That shit felt weird, kind of felt icky, and it was really fucking hard to get off. So I can vouch for Pokimane, right? If I had the choice to not wear makeup, I'd fucking go for that shit any day. And that's a completely reasonable point to most people. However, there are people gatekeeping that, majority of the platform. And they're saying that she shouldn't do it because she's already shown her face. And that she's going to steal all the views. She's going to make the VTubing industry crash. Like, what the fuck? if anything, the VTubing community will be better if Pokimane does this, because then that'll show a bunch of her fans VTubing is even a thing. Because most people didn't even know that this was a thing. I didn't even know this was a thing. I kind of knew it was a thing because of all the news with Project Melody, which, if you don't know what that is, I'll give a little rundown. It's basically a hentai cam girl, right? And it's just VTubing, but as a cam girl. It's pretty fucking weird. Okay, so the majority of people didn't even know VTubing was a real thing, other than Project Melody. So if anything, Pokimane is going to make this platform for VTubing a whole lot better, right? But they seem to think that for some reason the fucking Papa John's predicted day of reckoning is going to happen on the VTubing community if Pokimane does actually join it, which is fucking ridiculous. That's like saying if your son's school got the best teacher in the world and your son was in his class, your son wouldn't get a good education, which is just fucking mind-boggling how a human being can have this low of an IQ. Like, everything about Pokimane joining that community is beneficial to that community. Pokimane is one of the biggest creators on Twitch, if not the biggest creator on Twitch, and a pretty prominent creator on YouTube with 5 million subscribers. That's a lot of views and attention going to the VTubing community, and if, you know, some of her fans go over to that community, look at it, like it, and branch off into that community, then they can find your channel possibly. And the people who were speaking out on behalf of the VTubers were some of the biggest VTubers on the platform, and they were talking about how they're gonna lose viewers whenever I know for a fact that there's incredibly small creators who most likely do VTubing and are barely getting any views to begin with and are totally fine with this. In fact, they think positively about this. It's just a really stupid topic, and I feel like people just hated on Pokimane for this, just to hop on the bandwagon of hating Pokimane, but at the same time, the only people who really were involved in this drama were, you know, VTubers. So I really don't get why they're mad. It just doesn't really make any sense to me, because the only thing that can come out of this situation is good for the VTubing community. So, I don't know. It's just a really stupid topic that I felt like talking about today. I actually just realized this was the first genuine commentary video that I've ever posted on my channel besides story videos. If you guys would like to see more commentary videos, leave a like and comment, and I'll be sure to do more. Anyways, that's about it for this video. I just had this topic on my mind for a little bit, so I decided just to talk about it, and yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.